Hi everyone, welcome to our Tuesday night Facebook Live. For those who are new, my name is Tova Gar from Girls to Women, and every Tuesday we're going to be talking about different topics that are to help you strengthen your connection with your teen daughter. If this is your first time with us, feel free to scroll down the page. You can see some old videos where we talked about things like creating a first impression. We talked about the importance, this was actually specifically for fathers, about the connection between fathers and daughters. We've talked about all kinds of stuff so far. So feel free to take a look back and see what we've talked about. And today what we're gonna do is we're actually following up on a conversation that we started a couple weeks ago. We took a little detour last year to talk about first impressions since so many kids were starting school, and based on my Facebook feed, a lot of people are completing the beginning of school today. So good luck to everybody starting school today, including some of my clients. And what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about how you can help your daughter transition from creating a vision board, which is what we talked about a couple weeks ago, right? Helping your daughter create a vision for herself for the new school year. Right, to be able to think outside of just the immediate here and now, which is sometimes something that happens sometimes to teens, but actually think about the bigger picture. Think big about what they really want. I know when I was working with my client on her vision board, the first pictures that I got from her were very small, right? They're very immediate. She's going into high school, and they were very focused on creating a new group of friends, you know, maintaining the old group of friends. It was very small. And I had to keep challenging her to think bigger and to think about what she really wants and what's really important to her, what her values are, and how those can be reflected in the vision board. So assuming you went through that process, or if you haven't, that you're going to, the next question is, how do we make sure that this vision board doesn't just stay a piece of paper, right? How do we make sure that this little thing right here doesn't just become a piece of paper or a big poster board that, if you're like me, a few years ago, ends up this huge, amazing poster board that was placed behind my TV because it was the only place that I had room in my apartment, and stayed there. That is actually, well, frankly, not particularly helpful, right? Because then you're not really connecting to that vision. You're not making that vision a reality. It just becomes an exercise of something that you thought about, connected to for a while, but then didn't necessarily do anything with. And so, what I want to help you think about today is, how do you take it from this great exercise, right, of expanding their vision, helping your daughters and your sons think about who they want to be and what version of themselves do they want to step into in this next year, into actually making it a reality. Because some of the things on that board are going to feel very tangible, and some of them are going to feel impossible. One of my instructions to my clients was, think about things that right now seem completely impossible to you, but you know deep inside that you want. Right? Sometimes it's hard for us to admit that there are things that we really want because we either feel that we don't deserve them, or we feel that there's not a good chance that we're going to get them, and so we're like, well, we're not going to want them. And that's not what I want for your teens. I want your teens to be able to say, this is what I want, and I can get it. I may have to work hard for it. It may take a while until it happens, but I can get anything that I want. That's the mindset that I want to help them have. And so, and I imagine that you would like to have them too. So what are you going to do? So what I recommend is that you take a look at that vision board that you've created together, and you start kind of mapping it out. And mapping it out in two different ways. One is going to be order of importance. So what do I feel is really important to me, that I really need to and want to connect to right now, immediately? And what is really important to me, but is more of a long-term goal? Okay, so I know that this is going to either take more time or feels out of reach, and kind of divide it into those two categories. So what are the things that are immediate, and what are the things that are long-term? And within those, kind of decide on what are your top, let's say top 3 or top 5. It really depends on you, and kind of see how many you have. I mean, I know one of my clients, when she first sent me her vision board, there were, I think, 4 or 5 pictures on it. By the time we were done, there were about 20. Okay, so everybody's a little different, and where you are is different. Reminding you, by the way, that Google Images is a perfect place to be searching for images for your vision board if you haven't done it yet. And so again, I want you to take the what seems like a near achievable goals as one list, and what seems like more of a long-term goal in another list. And I want you to number them. Okay, and don't get stuck in the details. It's not really important what's 1 or what's 2. The reason we're doing this is so we can start focusing on choosing one from each list, just one. Okay, you don't want to overwhelm yourself. You don't want to get yourself into a place where it becomes too much and then you don't actually do it, and then it's a useless exercise. Take one from each list, one that is more of an immediate need, want, hope for, and one that is more of a long-term. And think together about just one little step that you can take to help make that happen. Okay, one little step that they can take, whether it's one step that they take every day, where it's one step that they take in the next week, depending on, again, on what the topic is. So if one of the goals, for example, is to find a new group of friends, okay, like my teen that is going into high school, she's looking to both maintain her friends that she's coming with from middle school, but she also wants to create a new group of friends. And one of the things that we talked about is, who do you want to be, right? Who do you want to be perceived as? What kind of girl? This is a girl where we worked on shifting her perception of what's important from being the most popular, which is where we started when we started working together, to understanding that actually what she really wants is a group of supportive, kind friends. And so then the question was, who do you need to be in order to achieve that? So for her, for example, taking that step of finding a new group of friends, the task that we've created for her on her immediate day and our first day of school today is be kind and nice to everybody that you meet. No matter what you think about them, no matter what your first impression is, no whether you think they're going to be popular or you think they're going to be the super unpopular kids, make sure that you are kind and generous to everybody that you meet, because that is what you're looking to get back. That is her task for today. Okay, so that was an immediate goal, right, of something that she wants to achieve right now. And then looking at some of her more long-term goals in terms of who she wants to be and how she wants to grow in her interests, right? We've set out for her to research finding extracurricular activities that are, on the one hand, not going to be overwhelming, because she's already experienced overwhelming herself with too many commitments, but are also going to help her achieve her long-term goals. So she's got some research to do, which is going to take a little bit longer, and she has a daily task that she needs to do. Now, she, by the way, has another daily task, which is writing a 5-minute journal of gratitude every morning, because one of the things that she needs to work on is really appreciating everything that she has versus focusing on the things that she doesn't. So that's another example of a task that you could do to help, you know, if somebody's goal is to feel happy and satisfied, right? We know that gratitude is one of the things that helps you get there and helps you achieve that goal. So find small tasks that will help them start seeing their vision, and then check in next week, right? Or check in at the end of the day and ask them how it went. Was it good? Was it not? You know, where are you stuck? I have my clients text me every day to say I did it, right? First of all, it creates accountability, which makes it much easier to perform the tasks and gives us that a little extra motivation because we know somebody's looking and watching. And B, it gives them a sense of completion, an achievement, because they did it. Okay. And by the way, for some of the teens that I work with, one of the things that this also helps with, the need to check in with me and actually tell me that they did it, is that some of them struggle, as you may notice, with time management and getting things done. And even if it's a 5-minute task or less, often it gets lost. So this is teaching, one of the things it's teaching this specific girl is to get organized with her time and make a commitment and do it, right? So you're getting a lot of extra benefits into using this vision board long term, and not just making it that poster or piece of paper that gets hidden and stuck behind everything else that you actually never use afterwards. And then, as I said, follow up on that day, follow up next week, come back and visit it. Make it something that is not just their vision board. Use yours as well. Right? This can be a family activity. There's no reason why not to get as many people involved in our vision as possible. You know, it feels really good. I was sharing my vision board with some of my mastermind friends, and it feels really great to have somebody reflect back to you the vision that you have for the world, right? I want to create a real difference and change for parents and teens in the way that they communicate. I want to create strength in teens moving forward. I want to be able to teach parents about social media and the impact that it's having on their teens so they can support them. And having somebody be able to hold that vision for me is really powerful. Have your family be those people who are holding that vision for you. So if you have any questions that have come up from this, feel free to write them down. Speaking, by the way, of social media, keep your ears and eyes open, because in the next couple of weeks, you're going to be getting an invitation to come join me to our next 7-day social media challenge. So those who have already joined me and were with me last year know it is incredible, amazing, and you will learn a tremendous amount of information about what your teens are up to on social media these days. So just keep your ears and eyes open for that. And I look forward to seeing you again next Tuesday. So see you later. If you enjoyed this, please feel free to share with others. And again, if you have questions, comments, write them down. I'm happy to answer, and I will see you later.